This spring in 2019, I heard about the road shower, and I always wanted to buy that because like we do a lot of road trips and we do a lot of camping as well. So it comes handy if you have pressurized water and you can spray it and wash and clean things. So I always wanted to have one, so I bought one from the local dealer. That was $550, and I thought the price was not justified, which was 550 Canadian dollars to have only 12 liters of pressurized water. So then I made one out of ABS pipe and couple of other fittings that works perfectly. The shower you're looking right here in the video, I am trying to conserve the water, so I'm not spraying a lot, but you can spray a lot with this. So we did the road trip all the way to the north, last town in the northwest, that is Inuvik, which you can get to by the road. So lot of dirt, 1800 kilometers of round trip of the dirt road, but this shower came very handy throughout the trip. So today I'm going to show you how I made it and how you can save a lot of money by making your own. But this is my personal experience. I am not a professional plumber or a technician. I just did my own thing, and please do it safely if you want to do this kind of work. Here we go. Let's begin with the project. It's very interesting and fun project. Look at that. So it's all good. Okay guys, welcome again back to Backcountry Quest. Like today we will be making a road shower with the ABS 6-inch pipe. Sorry, it's 4-inch. With a 4-inch pipe. I wanted to get the 6-inch, but I could not find it. So usually if you buy the road shower which is made of metal, they're too expensive, but the amount of water they contain, that is not worth paying $500 or so for a road shower. So I decided to make my own. So we need the length, whatever you need. I just chose to be 6 feet. Make a 6 feet shower. So 6 feet ABS pipe, and then I decided to have this little bend at the end. So that's why this little elbow thing, it's not complete elbow, but I don't know what it's called. I am not a plumber. So then this is the T-joint which we need, and it has to be threaded, but I could not find one with the thread, so I bought this connector. This will go in here with the ABS cement. So then it goes in here, then you put this cap on, and this cap is having a rubber washer or the seal on it, so it makes it airtight, and 2 end caps for both the ends. And then you need a spigot, a locking nut, and a valve which we use for the cars. So it's pretty standard one. So here we go, and that's what we need, and a couple of O-rings to fit those fittings on the end cap, and a stepping drill, like step drill they call it, ABS cement, hacksaws, and these 2 wrenches, they should do the job, and markers. Like I have the white one because like it's easy to mark on the black one if we need to do the proper cuts, and this little thing to sand the corners, so the file, because when we make the cut on the ABS, sometimes it's very sharp, so we need that file to file the edges to make it smooth and make the proper connections. So I guess I covered all what we need for now, and if I add something, I will keep you guys informed, and let's start with our project. Okay, so the way I decided to do it is, if this is the spigot part, So that's where I will connect the valve and the outlet for the water. So then I'm going to install the water intake up here. So I will cut that and insert this part into it, and then the cap goes on here. So just you can envision then what we are doing. So this end cap will go up here, and the spigot goes on the top, and oh sorry, this valve goes on the top and the spigot goes on the bottom. You just make sure like keep it to the maximum towards the bottom as you can, and this part should be straight up. When like sometime I did that mistake once before, like I installed it here, but then I did this thing was facing the other way, so that was kind of a weird setup. The most difficult part, I guess, will be kind of to have the proper hole, proper tight hole for installing the valve and the spigot. There should be no leaks. So because if it leaks, then it will not hold the pressure. So that's why that is the most important part. Main part of this whole project is to have these two things fitted on the end cap. That's it. That's all the project is about. Okay, let's start with cutting this 6 feet into two and then installing this T in between. Here we go. Now we got all perfect tight hole for this spigot, and then after this spigot getting tightened onto the end cap, then we're going to have this o-ring on the inside, and after that we are going to apply the silicone to prevent any kind of leaks. Then we put the locking nut. That's all we need to do. Now it is time to install the valve. That is very crucial part because you need to make sure there is no air leak, otherwise your shower won't work at all. And so I am going to apply little silicone. It has its own rubber seal on the inside, but still want to make sure like no leaks at all. So the most important part is to having the perfect tight hole so it does not have any extra space on the sides. So I applied silicone on inside and outside both sides, and then made a airtight connection on the valve and the spigot as well, which is already done. So here we go. So now it is most crucial part, like when you put the shower on the truck, you need to make sure that everything is aligned well. The valve should be on the top, and the spigot, the tap port should be on the bottom and preferably pointing outwards so that your hose does not kink when you use um, it with the hose. That is also an important part. Otherwise, you like if it is pointing inside and then you're pulling the hose outside, that is going to kink the hose eventually. That is a good thing to remember. Then because when you glue together, like if you twist it, then you can have a wrong connection. So I marked everything um, on while putting it on the truck, then I mark like how I want to position it, so it is positioned the way I wanted. And then we have to make sure that the fill up opening should be upwards, not tilted to the side. And when the fill up mouth is opening upward, and then the hose should be pointing outwards. So that is most important part when you're gluing everything together for your final steps. Okay folks, now this is the final thing, final step of doing this, completing the shower. So this will go in here, and that goes on the top, and this is going to get here, and then these has to be aligned, and then this one goes here, and here we go lightly, and then this one goes at the other end, and that's a complete shower. So I'm just going to quickly glue this all together with the ABS cement. Like I'm just going to fast forward this portion, but still I wanted to have that in the video because this might come handy for someone who is totally new into building those kind of things. So cementing is a very important part. Do it with the patience, and cover all the parts which need to be cemented, and always use the gloves and eye protection when you are using these kind of chemicals and the equipment. So better to be safe than sorry. So I am joining here the pre-marked connections on the front of the shower, and this is the back part. Okay folks, this is the most crucial step. Everything else you can get away with, but not with this one. Look at this whole shower. This is the water intake, and this is our water outlet end, and this is what we got here. This is at the bottom and this is at the top. I just have this at it is not pointing downwards, so that's why it might look weird, but this is at the top and this is at the bottom. So when it goes up here, that's at the top, and then this should be the water outlet should be at the bottom. So I have marked it with this sign, this scratch over connecting to this one, and that's how it should be. It looked very perfect when I installed it on the truck, like just to have a rough idea, but as soon as I filled it, I realized there was a technical error. I could have been gotten away with it, but I thought let's make it perfect. So keep watching to have an idea like what I did wrong and what we need to fix. It was not a big thing, but it is still good to have it perfect. Okay, our system is working perfect. So I checked pressurizing it, having the hose connected to it. It will spray far, and it's working great. And the only thing I want to improve in that is, because having that pressure like air valve on the side on the bent pipe, it is I am not able to measure the air pressure into the system, because whenever I push that pin and the water comes out through it, because it is submerged in the water, which I was not thinking that the water will come out, but that was natural to come water out of the bent part because the water is there all the time. So now I am going to fix this problem by installing this extra valve into the lid, so then it will always be out of the water, so then we can pressurize either by the hose end or from the top. So whatever the way works for us, we can pressurize it, and it will be easier to take the pressure from this end, because no water will be coming out of here. Go. This is our final setup. So I have car compressor to pressurize this system, and I have installed a new valve, and with that compressor I pressurized this system to 50 psi, and so far you can see there is no leaks, nothing, it's all perfect. But the one thing is, to keep it locked I have to use this wrench to keep it tight so there is no air pressure leak. But that's not a bad idea. So now I know how much pressure is in it, and we have our water outlet here. So now we can see. I don't want to connect the hose because my hose is a little leaky. So you can see, like I don't have to open all the way out to, because it's a good pressure. You can see, like even for cleaning this is good. I will pressurize it again and show you guys once more. Let's do that. Let me start up my truck. So now again we will pressurize it to 50 again. Now look at this. Here we go. We're at 50 psi, and I will connect the hose now and we will check the pressure. Hose is a little leaky, but I guess that should not be a big issue. And I guess shorter the hose it's better, because it's a long hose. I have to still make a smaller hose for this one. Okay. So let's see. Here it's dirty. I just came from the off-road. Look at this one right here. Look at that. So it's all good. Okay folks, I hope that was helpful, and I'm pretty sure it will save you guys a lot of bucks. And yeah, please do subscribe and keep us motivated, and if you liked it, then please hit the thumbs up. Once again, thank you.